welcome back to another portfolio update. So, yes, there's been a lot of volatility in the market, surrounding the whole Trump tariffs. If you look at the S&P 500, we are up 1%, but it has been very rocky, going like just up and down, just lots of volatility in the market. If you look at like stocks like Nvidia, we were all the way down in like below 100, then we went up to like 120, 115, and then now we're back down to 105. So there's lots of volatility in the market due to Trump tariffs. People are uncertain like what's going to happen, and it's the same for Tesla. As you guys know, I own a lot of Tesla. My portfolio is pretty much all in on Tesla. If you look at the past week, we are up 12%. Coming off the lows, but yeah, it's still been very rocky. We did go all the way up to like 270. Back down to 240, and we have been kind of hovering over there the past week, just because Tesla is affected by the tariffs quite a bit, even though over the last month it's been pretty much flat, so you wouldn't really know. But yeah, Tesla is going to be affected by the tariffs due to Trump did come out of a list of exemptions from the tariffs. That's why you saw like Apple did well, because smartphones are exempt. I wasn't surprised by that, because they did get an exemption last time Trump was doing tariffs, in his last term. Unfortunately, Tesla didn't get an exemption for their batteries, but for a lot of pretty much all of their other parts, they are vertically integrated, and they are even making batteries in the US, and they will prioritize those batteries over the stuff they've imported. So obviously batteries for Tesla is a bottleneck, so they will I won't be surprised if they do still import batteries and concur the higher cost there. So we'll see margins tightened. It's hard to say whether it will show up in Q1 data, just because the tariffs really started kicking in April. A lot of the exemptions will happen before that, so a lot of this will show up in Q2, and the markets looking ahead knows Q1's going to be bad regardless, because delivery numbers are down. It wasn't a good quarter, so people are looking into Q2 now and how much that's going to be affected. So Tesla's kind of stayed flat. It got a little bit overexcited when it got to the 280 there, 270. So yeah, it has since come back down, which means that I am currently down 3.42%, pretty much back at my break-even point. I'm down £2,566. Down 3.43%. And my average price is $250.74, or £193.78. And current price of $248.43. So yeah, I'm slightly down. What's this mean for my portfolio? Well, if we go over to my portfolio, we can see my current value of my Tesla portfolio is valued at £72,604. I have used, put some more money in since the last update. So I'm at 1,050. And you guys can see that bought me an extra share of Tesla. So yeah, getting closer and closer to that 500 goal mark. I know a lot of you guys have been saying diversify, but yeah, my goal has always been 500 shares. I'm sticking to that, and just like many of you should, if you set up a goal for yourself, just stick to it. I know, even if it's just dollar cost averaging into the S&P 500, if you have that goal, obviously not financial advice, if you have that goal, use dollar cost and average. Don't be put off. Don't then suddenly change your goal just because of the Trump tariffs. The market is going to be, if you're still investing in long-term play. Obviously, I got asked a question in the comments about short-term short-term trader plays, and obviously I'm not a trader. I'm an investor, so I just buy and hold companies that I want to hold in 10 years down the line. And obviously, you can't obviously not financial advice, but you obviously can't go wrong with the S&P 500. Or 10 years down the line, it's going to be very hard for you to just tell me 10 years down the line the S&P 500 is going to be less than it's worth right now. So if you just have that plan, just to buy, hold, yeah, you should be fine. That's I am going to start a series where I just put £10 a day into the S&P 500, and we'll track the progress over what that portfolio does. So I'm quite excited for that. As you guys can see, yeah, I'm still a long way off. Basically half of what my all-time high in this portfolio was, 141, like 827. But yeah, so we have come down pretty much half from the all-time high. If we look at the 3 months, down 46.3%. So yeah, not great. But obviously I do kind of see this as a short-term hiccup. Long term, we do have Tesla robo taxis, coming, entering in June. A lot of people still think it's years away. I'm literally, I'm one of those people that's like, this is right around the corner. Obviously, it's only right around the corner in the US. If you still look at other parts of the world, if you look at the UK, Europe, there's different regulatory issues there. Tesla have said that they're going to do, supervised FSD in 2026 in those areas. They've already got it operating in China, supervised FSD. So, and unsupervised supervised FSD in America came a couple of years before. It's now released in unsupervised, so we can kind of use that to work out what time scale can we expect unsupervised in these other parts of the world. And then once we get that, we can look at the total addressable market, and all the different customer basis and revenue per and profit per mile, and how many miles are going to be driven, and we can use this to forecast out. Anyway, guys, if you're interested in seeing my Tesla valuation model, just because the next 5 years for Tesla are going to be insane. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, just leave a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who might be interested. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.